Fresno State's library is a place for students to go study and work on homework. However, many students use the library as a place for other activities. One that's most popular, fantasy football. The game is fun for many, but does it pose a threat to schoolwork and studies being completed? Professor James Maloli believes it doesn't cause any real harm.
In and of itself, fantasy football doesn't pose a challenge for me, for students. It is just like any other distraction. I believe that some students can take it too far and get too involved in it, whereas I think most students, it's just one of the many distractions facing students.
Between school, work, and pretty much every extracurricular activity students endure, fantasy football can be a great escape from reality. However, sometimes it can be a little bit distracting. Students use the Henry Madden Library not only to study for their classes, but sometimes to adjust their lineups.
I personally think it does. I was actually in the library the other day, and instead of students studying, they were actually trying to pick out their team and seeing how their scores are and what kind of improvement or things the player needs to work on.
Jessica might be right, because Andy Samuelson is a perfect example. The only difference? Samuelson sees schoolwork as a distraction to fantasy football, not the other way around.
It hasn't really distracted me that much, seeing as my team is completely terrible. If I would put more effort into my team during study hours, maybe I'd do better in my leagues.
So far this season, with the exception of the Broncos' Peyton Manning, many players have been inconsistent, ironically causing stress to fantasy owners. Some important advice? Always check the waiver wire to see who's available. Always remember to adjust your roster before the first game. But most importantly, remember to finish your homework first. Michael Shear, Fresno State Focus.